Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and welcome finally to the Just Flight Avro RJ 100, the BAe 146. Yes, a bit more delayed than I would liked, but finally we're taking our first look at the aeroplane that came out on Saturday, I believe it was, from Just Flight, and so far, in terms of reviews, a really good one. So yes, take flight in British Airways CityFlyer colours, flying as BAe, going to flight number 2 seconds, BAe 376 from here in Düsseldorf to London City. So about an hour or so flight time today, give or take a few minutes. Quite excited for this, quite excited indeed. So the Avro RJ is a 1980s aircraft, so produced from 1990s aircraft, so it's a lie, sorry, 1980s. So first of all, 1981, and still at active service, albeit not too often here in Europe anymore. It gave a few operations out in Australia, but not so much these days. Yeah, quite a fun aircraft, so known for its capabilities, quiet engines, is quite operation overall, and one of the aircraft that could also fly into London City airports, especially in the 1990s, which required the steep approach requirements of the airports. So, quite a bit of history around the airplane, one thing we're going to enjoy today, and fingers crossed, hopefully a good flight ahead. I will say I'm not 100% confident in systems of the aircraft. There's still things I am learning with the airplane, but hopefully I've got enough going now where I can get a basic understanding of the aircraft, get a basic flight in, and see what happens. By basic flights, I mean flying into London City Airport. Have tried requesting the runway 09 approach, so fingers crossed also get ourselves approach over the city today. So I'm going to fly over towards the, over City London, make approach to runway 09 side, and enjoy the 5 degrees pitch descent into a final. Right, jump cockpit, set aircraft up, and prepare ourselves for our departure today. Right, yeah, better luck today, hopefully. Don't you dare tell me this thing's frozen. Better luck today, he said. Better luck today, he said. Literally, I set the stream up, and it's already, So, here we are in the cockpit. I was going to do some of the batteries. I will say, I do like the ding you get the batteries. Do it again, shall we? Very satisfying. Batteries on, your dampener on, the autopilot master on, avionics on, nav lights to high, strobes and beacons stay off now, no smoking to on, cabin emergency arm, going to activate the AP generator, the AP to start up later, going to activate the generator, which is, yeah, need to wait for the aircraft to fuel up, and that's pretty much everything. To have the panel initially, jump down to the tablet, so we're going to do it over to the aircraft. We're going to do input our fuel requirements. So fuel on board today is going to be, so it's 5527, I'm going to carry a little bit excess just in case, because again, manual throttle aircraft, there's no auto throttle on board, therefore just in case I make any small errors or don't quite know how to fly it, let's just get some extra in case. So we're going to say 5527, we're going to increase that to 5900. Leave that in kilos. Passenger count today is 97. Click on the flight plan. So, sorry, correction, 92 passengers aboard today. So 92 passengers, cruising at level 280. I did initially plan at 32, but decided to lower a little bit since it's only a short flight today. So 97 passengers. Yes, the batteries do also spawn near the first officer. So we have got a friend in the cockpit with us. We have got a first officer who sits there today. We'll be just, well, monitoring as such, looking around, doing what he does. Right, fills all the aircraft, so activates the left inner pump, and at APU we can start. While the APU starts, jump down to the flight management computer and start programming that. So, departing from Echo Delta Delta Lima, flying to Echo Golf Lima Charlie. So 221 miles today, only short little routes. Our first waypoint is going to be, if we do our flight number, so we're Charlie Foxtrot Echo, call sign, Flyer, 75, Juliet. AP is active, system comes to life. Thank you very much. Right, so alternative airport today is Lima Foxtrot Echo. Apparently it's, I'm going to change that. Alternative is a Stansted Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. London City flights that can't get into city will generally turn to Stansted. On this occasion, the key's not active. The FMS, I believe, is based off of the CJ4 aircraft. So did I say 97? I know, I just said 92, sorry, 92 on the thing as well. I'm just going crazy. Yeah, so Stansted's the alternative, not Paris, Wins Flight Plan. It's always been the alternative to Stansted. Jim, gonna go back in a minute, watch the flight back, have a beer we get. Cheers, dude, much appreciated. Thank you very much for the fiver there. Much appreciated, dude. Thank you very much. You're a superstar. Hopefully with that, we'll be able to get some good luck with the flight ahead of us today as well. Starting off with waypoint Soneb. From Soneb, we then fly the Papa 64 to Tenley. It's going to be that one. Tenley, fly the Lima 980 to Valco. Wait for that to appear. It'll take a few seconds based on default systems, not the end of the world though. Valco, from Valco we fly direct to Galso. Quebec 63. So you just made a weird sound there, I don't know what weird sounds, to Summum. And that is the end of our flight plan. So expecting runway 05 right for departure on the Soneb 50 departure, expecting runway 09 on the Summum 1 Charlie. We have got ATC at the moment, so we'll be contacting ATC for departure. Anything else needs to do for the flight management computer side of things? The answer is probably not. So there's our flight plan filed. Next page, we cycle through the flight plan. That's fine. Index. I can input a visualization, GPS position, frequencies, pilot progress. I think that's pretty much what I need to do really. So there's no real input for cruising altitude or performance, which I'm aware of. So from there, we're good to go. Activate the radios, activate all of the systems down here as well. Transponder, leave that to standby for now. Brake temperature we can monitor, 16 degrees, that's just outside air temperature at the moment. Yeah, that's pretty much all of that. Good to go. We'll switch the spare system here as well, so we can switch it between just standby, weather, I'm not quite sure what CRC is, or just kind of a map ahead of us of waypoints and airways. We will leave that. Yeah, that's fine. Let's leave that on. Jump back to the front. So yeah, got our passengers boarded, got fuel on board, that's fine. AP is running. That should be us good to go. I'm going to do is quickly listen to the ATIS, we'll contact tower and get our clearance to city.
Wind 010 at 7 knots. Clear. Altimeter 1017. Visibility 10 kilometers. Temperature 16 degrees Celsius. Wind 010 at 7 knots.
Cool, so that for us is going to be information on the ATIS. They're not disconnected, have they? Ah, there never was Düsseldorf Tower, sorry. I'm in the range of Essen info. My mistake. Okay, we'll go straight to long information then. So long information 123.525. Probably best to have checked that before I started talking, I guess. Right, Lungen 123.525. Straight to that. And on frequency, which we are. Right, so we are an Avro RJ 100. We are currently at stand Charlie 01. Hello there, long information. This is flyer 75 Juliet at stand Charlie 01 Düsseldorf, requesting clearance to London City. Sends for a response. Thank you very much there to Railfan Kingdom for £5 there. That message is absolutely tiny. Let me try and find it up on the from the back end. Give me 2 seconds, dude. Thank you very much for the donation there. Thank you very, very much. Long information, Flyer 75 Juliet. So we might check with Essen. Essen Tower. So what are they? They're currently 119755. Hello there, Essen Tower, Flyer 75 Juliet at Düsseldorf. Just quickly performing a mic check.
Contact 75 Juliet, say again.
Flyer 75 Juliet, just performing a mic check.
I rectify.
Thank you. Right,
Thank you, welcome. Have a good evening.
So, back to long information. Flight information only. Ah, okay, no, that's me not understanding properly. So this is part of New World servers. This is kind of like just voice Unicom basically. 123525. Okay, slowly getting there. So there's no actual ATC. This is essentially the start of voice Unicom implementation within the IVAO network. Rough hacking. So, hi Drawyah. If so, what would be the biggest airline aircraft you've flown in real life? Biggest aircraft flown in real life is the Airbus A321neo on a flight from London Heathrow to Glasgow, and the longest route I've been on is London Stansted to Tenerife South. Now it's flying the 77 Max with Ryanair, return leg 7800 with Jet 2. Cool. Yeah, no, so no, the not issue with the fact that there's no ATC, it's more a fact that there is no ATC. We're getting there, we're getting there. Right, so there's no ATC at the moment. We can just go from our normal procedure. Set the altitude to cruising 280. It's the best we have no passenger aboard today. Your damper we can activate from down here. Flight directors on and on. I'm just going to switch over to the navigation system. You go back to your legs page. It's all fine. Now we can activate that onto standby. There we go, on. Cool, so at this stage we are on the APU. I'm looking at the ground in the first place, that's not a problem. We activate the DC pump, AC pump and PTU. We'll be able to close the stairs. It activates the screen heating, auxiliary heating and other heating. We're going to activate the anti-skids, auto spoilers and lift spoilers. Brake bands to automatic. At this point we are pretty much ready for mission start. And so going to close the stairs. Then they get stowed away. Yes, it's VFR only at the moment, so like I say, it's basically the first implementation of voice Unicom to IVAO. Eventually it will come standard across the entire network, but small steps, baby steps, it will get there. It will certainly get there.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
Cabin crew. In terms of the features of the EFBs, you have got a map, you have got charts linked to Navigraph, which I need to re-authenticate. Give me 2 seconds. Code is DDM. Yeah, cool. Yes, allow that. Navigraph should now appear on the chart. Thank you very much. I tried to do that yesterday, but obviously not. So yeah, so I can plug in another part which is Delta Lima, and then put up the ground charts for the airport's taxi charts, airport briefing. We're going to want the there. Perfect, cool. So we have got full chart implementation within the aircraft. I'll probably continue to use the Navigraph window separately because I just prefer using it on the browser separately. But again, it's one little feature that is implemented and very good to use. And also the map, that's just quite cool anyway. So, get the ground crew to request our pushback. A bit tight at Sensor 1, so I'm going to probably get the aircraft to move forward even our position. Let's load up. You can see the way it needs to maneuver, so do that. push it back into this stand here, which is vacant right now, and then just move the aircraft forward. Ah, it's not allowed forward movement, fair enough, okay, so push back on the vacant stand just behind us. Press the pushback. Beacon lights onto that ground credit ready to engine startup. Quick check of the warning messages. The only things we should have here are the oil pressure low because the engines are off. Elect park and brake, flight recorder, and brake fans are on. Cool. So electrics and oil pressure are the only things that are currently inactive. Those will change as soon as we start up the engines. Switch off ammo to the battery. Most of that. Also check the AP generator. Make sure the AP is generating power both in the green. Yes, Alec, I do have Navigraph. I absolutely use Navigraph. I adore it to bits.
The bypass pin is installed.
Very good tool.
All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
So voice intercom is a new feature to IVAO. VATSIM's had it for a little while, but with the introduction of world servers onto IVAO, it basically allows for more customization within our own servers. So
Push start.
features bright for IVAO. Feature is bright. Parking brake released. Parking brake is the massive handle just to our lower right.
Please release parking brake.
I did release the parking brake.
Please release parking brake.
I know you're compatible because I've limited well used you before. Okay, force you like that.
Please release parking brake.
It's all going my way today. I know you got parking brake capability because I've used you.
Please release parking brake. Please release parking brake.
Bear with me. Cancel. Stop.
Ground, please cancel pushback operation.
Roger. Pushback cancelled.
Right. You're not going to work anymore? Chocks! It's the chocks, you're right. No speech. Chocks are in place. Parking brake, right, hang on. We'll get there, guys, we'll get there. Parking brake set, chocks removed, pre-planned pushback. Alright, let's re-plug in the route. Well spotted there, dude, well spotted. Alright, request pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
We'll get there. I promise you we'll get there. So let the tug reconnect. Yeah, who's the ground crew that forgot the chocks? Who's the one that left it in place? You over here. You over here. You forgot to, well, clear the aircraft, I guess. Ground chocks. How do you plan pre-planned pushback? You do that off of the pushback toolbar mods. All mods used are in the description.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Imagine the pilot reassuring the passengers in this way.
Lifting the aircraft.
Right, lifting the aircraft. You do that, and this time.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Back. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Right, engine startup. So engine starter switch to on. Starting engines 4, 3, 2, 1. So engines right, engines left. Going to activate the rest of the fuel pumps and engine 4 starts. I'm afraid I don't speak. Oh, have you got Delta Lima Tower online? They just popped online. Okay, then we got ATC now, which we do. Right. Hello there. Düsseldorf Tower, this is Flyer 75 Juliet, stands Charlie 01, requesting clearance to London City. Right, engine for
Five
start.
Juliet, Düsseldorf Tower, good day. You are clear to destination London CityFlyer Solid 5 Zulu departure route, flight plan route. Climb initially 5,000 feet and your squawk is 1,000.
Flyer 75 Juliet is cleared to destination CityFlyer Solid 5 Zulu departure. Initial climb 5,000 feet, squawking 1,000. Right,
Parking
okay.
brake set.
So go to the departure, so that's fine. Initial climb to 5,000 feet. Okay, so in the end, just lights.
Okay, sir. Clear.
And then squawking 1,000. Also aircraft refrigeration, so we are Charlie.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Charlie. Hang on, I'll get there eventually. Right. A, B, C, D, E, F. Charlie Foxtrot Echo. 7-5 Juliet. Of course, that's our call sign there. Enter that, and our transponder code. Clear that. One zero zero zero. Into that. Cool. Right. Let's get engine 3 started. So engine 3 starts. Going to zoom on to the N1. When that hits around, so you got N1 and 2. When that hits around 12, start fuel flow for engine 3. And just monitoring both the N1, the N2, and the exhaust temperature. So the engine's going through a clean startup. So fuel flow started, and temperature increases. Just make sure that the temperature doesn't hit the red zone. As long as they're any within the green, it's got a good engine startup. Now it hits 100, the start switch will reset. Move on to engine 2, start. Also the N1 and N2. Okay, now hits about 12, that hits around 10. Engine 2, fuel flow starts. No giveaways today, Avia. If there's a giveaway, I said it's a giveaway. IVAO, Joel. We're on IVAO. That's engine 1. Starts. Once again, just focus on the M1 and N2s. Engine 1, full flow, start. Trim, put that within the takeoff limitations. Engine sounds so low, not necessarily. There are idle throttle moments, and the engine board, the aircraft anyway, are known for their quietness. So the BAe 146 was fitted with 4 ALF 502 turbofan engines built by Avco Lycoming. Well, the aircraft known as the Whisperjet, because they are just really, really quiet. Never was a loud airplane, this. Right, engines 1 through 4 started. That comes off. Engine starts to master off. Generators. Yes, those can come on. Sorry, pumps on. Generators are over. Generator on. Generator on. Leave the AP generator on for now. Galley set. Turn off the APU. Going to activate the packs. And quick double check. The only lights left are now the flight recorder and the parking brake. The flight recorder is parking brake anyway. So release parking brake. Flight recorder starts. Set parking brake. Flight recorder stops. Right, we are now ready to taxi. Düsseldorf Tower Flyer 75 Juliet is ready to taxi.
Flight 752, your taxi to holding point with 05 right via Papa 4, Mike and Lima 8.
Need shots, 2 seconds. So taxi to holding points. So
Flyer 752, your taxi holding point runway 05 right via Papa 4, Mike and Lima 8.
taxi to holding points, runway 05 right via Papa 4, Mike and Lima, fly at 5 you get. Right, so runway 05
Yeah, the last
right.
one is intersection Lima 8.
Intersection Lima 8 for fly at 5 Juliet. Cool, so nice double taxi today, basically just straight on clock, make a right. Parking brake released, increase throttle, let's make our way over towards the runway. That's set for takeoff.
Düsseldorf,
The brakes, good. Before I forget as well, taxi lights need to be active. Taxi lights are... taxi lights need to be armed, and taxi lights are... there, those down to lower. I don't have the MBE to just yet, Ace Maker. Aircraft I will pick up, but at the moment the answer is no, not yet. Any mods, Starlord, all mods are in description. Back the way of this van, fronting on taxiway.
Currently positioned doorman, request entering control zone via Sierra. Delta Echo Tango Tango Sierra, Roger, squawk 7735. Squawking 7735, Delta Tango Sierra, request GNH. GNH 1017 in Düsseldorf. 1017, Tango Sierra, danke.
Düsseldorf Tower, schönen guten Abend. Delta Echo Papa Oscar.
Delta Echo Papa Oscar, Düsseldorf, hallo.
Delta Echo Papa Oscar, Bonanza 33, 4 persons on board from Von Hangela, requesting entry to the control zone via Sierra route.
Delta Echo Papa Oscar, Roger, for you squawk 7734 and unit Düsseldorf 1017.
Squawking 7734.
So no takeoff config warnings, we are good to go. So wait for a moment for a gap in the ATC. As soon as we get that, request our departure clearance.
Delta Echo Tango Tango Sierra, enter control zone via Sierra is approved. Entering via Sierra, Tango Sierra. Delta Echo Papa Oscar, traffic on your 11 o'clock position, Cessna 172. Yeah, you are cleared to enter control zone via Sierra.
Traffic inside, entering control zone via Sierra, Delta Oscar.
Düsseldorf Turm, schönen guten Abend, Terraflight 918.
Terraflight 918, Düsseldorf, hallo.
Terraflight 918.
Yeah, bear with us. Again, ATM is just disconnected. There's now a case of all the aircraft going to get themselves onto the frequency, get themselves established where they need to be. Get a gap in a second.
Verstanden, Squawk 1000.
Der gute IVA Squawk 1000, Terraflight 918.
Fly at 75 Juliet, holding Lima 8, ready to depart.
Flyer 75 Juliet, wind is 360 degrees 8 knots, runway 5 right, clear for takeoff. And that's that, bye-bye.
Clear for takeoff, runway 5 right, Flyer 75 Juliet. Right, going to turn on the landing lights.
And
strobe lights come
request one lower approach.
And we will also activate steam transponder.
Tango Sierra, Roger. Join right base runway 05 right. No, joining right base 05 right after entering.
I believe BAE 146 can form one at departures Diego, something the aircraft is certainly capable of. In our case, we can use standard plain old
Flight 918, Verkehr auf Ihrer 1 Uhr Position eine
It would be good if I even
1
set up the departure, wouldn't it?
Flug in die Kontrollzone über Sierra
So
genehmigt.
departure.
Einflug über die Kontrollzone der
That's
Sierra genehmigt
legs,
und
continuities.
Verkehr
Yeah,
in
best
Sicht
actually
und
set
außerdem
departure.
einmal
That's the important
einmal
bits.
landen und aufsetzen, durchstarten auf der Vollpiste.
Right, so I'm happy. The passengers are happy, cabin crew are happy. Let's support the engines up.
Sierra altitude 1,500 feet.
Just 1 through 4 stable. We go.
Speed alive, both sides. 80
Delta,
knots.
80 knots.
Oscar, report intentions, confirm airspace crossing to the north.
Delta Oscar requesting touch and go.
V1.
Thereafter, leaving control for
Rotates.
V2.
V2.
Delta, Delta Palit, Delta
You're up.
Papa Oscar, you are number 2 for approach. Follow aircraft in front of your right base. And yeah.
following aircraft in front of us into the right base. Say which runway? Delta Oscar.
5 right for you all.
5 right, thank you, Delta Oscar.
And a little bit of a trim adjustment to get the aircraft climbing. That's what I personally do. Then switch over to the autopilots. Let the aircraft fly on both the LNAV and also the vertical speed hold.
Ja, Festland 8, folgen Sie Verkehr BE 33.
Flight time today, 1 hour and 5 minutes, aviation enthusiast. 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Fernflug, Y05 rechts.
Folgenverkehr B
So climbing rate of around 2,200 feet per minute.
Queranflug die Piste und außerdem überfliegen wir gleich Sierra bei
Set the speed indicator to 250 knots. Set as a reference marker. And initial climb to 5,000. Check our full level off as soon as it hits that 5,000 marker. Left hand to turn, follow the SID departure routes. So far, looking so good.
The tank Takeoff report intention after touch, takes a low approach, just to confirm also leaving via November.
Let's reduce the throttles ever so slightly. There you have it. Successful departure in the BAe 146. Right, hit 250 knots, going to reduce the throttle even further. At this point, as we leave the controlled airspace, we're going to do switch over to Unicom 122.8 and reset altitudes to 28,000 feet. And going to reset the altitude. Pitch nose up, so going to continue on a rate of 1,200-ish. Will do. Vertical splits. So I'm not super confident in the operation of this aircraft. I'm sure the more I practice, the more I'll eventually get better with it. And vertical speed set. So I'll release the yoke now, and the aircraft should continue pitch climb around 2,000 feet per minute. Like I say, a bit shaky at times, but we'll get there, guys. We'll get there. 2 miles, 1 mile, make a left-hand turn, because on the flight path. Left-hand turn that gets us towards the routing for London, so Nicoll will be next waypoints. go. So far so good. On the left hand side, looking down towards Duisburg now. In fact, this was actually a city featured in one of the train sim routes, Duisburg Essen. Let's increase the throttle at Takeoff slightly. Our speed at the moment is not looking the sharpest. So what we'll do is we'll drop the nose down ever so slightly. Decrease rate about 1,000 feet per minute. Find a balance between managing both our speed and our rate of climb. It's not the fastest climb in the world, but again, operationally, small adjustments to keep the aircraft at a steady level of flight. So again, we're not really dropping speed anymore. That should hope start to increase now. Not really. There we go, right, back to speed resets. 10,000 feet. Landing lights off. And what we can also do is reset the altimeter to 10132992 standard altimeter for left and right. I believe these are synced. Yes, they are 0132992. Okay, now slightly off, but nothing major. Yeah, that'll do. Have I noticed about it in real life? No. In real life, no. And like I say, I'm not the most confident with this operation how it flies, but I've got kind of the very basics down to the point where it will kind of fly from A to B without causing too many problems for us. As long as I get the basics down, that's all I need for the initial flight of this aeroplane. I've done a few test approaches in the city as well, so I have tried a few landings to various successes. Of course, we're live now, so this is one which really needs to match up. So continue our climb out. So far, so good. Keep an eye on our fuel levels, which are pretty good along the aircraft at the moment. Nothing particularly to report ahead of us this time. That's our routing. Not a straightforward route either. So departs from Düsseldorf, head north, fly to Amsterdam, from Amsterdam across the English Channel, enter the UK just north of Southend, and then make the approach, most likely by vectors, around London and into runway 09. As for ATC, I'm expecting a relatively quiet London today, so yeah, inbound and also inbound at the moment, so that's fine. ETA about 1 hour. Everything looking as expected, I guess. Back of the wing view, not a problem, Marco. Ah, flaps. Yeah, I've got something. Tunisia TKC, really good, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed Tunisia. Hopefully I might return, I might not. We'll wait and see for the future. But it's a place that I definitely will remember with fond memories, especially out into the Sahara deserts. Yeah, no, it's John. Although I will be honest with you, this is not the stream for you to learn much about flying this aeroplane, because it's going to be an absolute disaster throughout. But thank you for believing in me, dude. Thank you for believing in me. Right, Reduce throttle again, hold 250 knots. Actually, we could go above 250 now, we are well above the altitude speed limitations. Yeah, we'll bring the throttle slightly, just so not overpowering the engines throughout the entirety of the flights. As for weather, pretty much perfect out here today. Let me just double check my cloud settings. I think these are actually reset themselves because I've updated the sim. Yeah, that's really annoying. I hate when the sim does that. Every time I update the graphics drivers, it seems to reset everything to really nifty levels. That goes high, and filtering back by 2. That by 2, texture synthesis high, water waves medium. Every time I update the graphics drivers, it just seems to reset everything. It's really annoying. Contact shadows, ultra, windshield effects to medium, ambient occlusion to ultra, cube map reflections 192, rainmark reflections to medium, watch depth of field off. Loom to on, light shafts to ultra, medium, lens flare on, correction off, motion blur off, high, that's trees to medium, check breathing room, and then that can drop down to about 85. That's better. It's much better. With our nav, Chris, make sure you've set the mode to RNAV. Sorry, so you got radio navigation and just standard navigation. Radio navigation for your LNAV, radio navigation for your VHF frequencies. So just make sure you got the correct mode set on your end, dude. Passing through 17,000 feet, 170. Fly through Berlin Tempelhofer, that'd be quite an interesting one at some point, Pogonauts. I've been to Tempelhofer, not when it was open, only after it was closed, but certainly quite a walk up down the runway. It's good they actually left it all open for the as a public park rather than actually turn it into apartments, which I think was the initial plan. But people lived in Berlin, decided, nope, we'd like to keep it open as a park, and it just became a park, pretty much. Right, so far so good. Contacts Amsterdam radar on 125.75. Right, so if you shoot 125. 750. Hello there, Amsterdam radar. This is flyer 75 Juliet passing through level 210 inbound Soneb.
Commodore flyer 75 Yankee, the Route Golf Show. Next flight climb time of 2 weeks.
Fly direct to Golf So and expect climb to level 280, so flyer 75 Juliet. So fly direct to Golf So, nice little shortcut they've given us, actually massive shortcuts. Got several miles off of the flight plan there. We are losing a little bit of speed, nothing too major. What we can do is, once again, just readjust our rate of climb. So adjust the pitch slightly, down to about 1,000 feet per minute. And vertical speed sets. So increase throttle a tad, just get it back up again. Remember, with the BAe 146, there's no auto throttle, there's no automatic measurement of the engines. It's all done by freehand. A lot that you're having to do and certainly focus on. Without any inputs from the autopilots. Kind of like the CRJ, but just with less automatic systems to tell you what you're doing wrong. I'm going to reach level 240 now, 24,000 feet, so 4,000 to go until we're at level flight. As further in London, we're expecting some light clouds, relatively good visibility. Winds heading 0. Just check the winds again. Yeah, so plus in visibility, 1008 knots, no clouds reported. So actually clear skies in London. Looking out the window, it's actually pretty much the case anyway. So London City, perfect weather today. I don't think TFDIs on MD-11 will be pretty good. I mean, I've always enjoyed the TFDI aircraft. The 717s are fantastic. The Balzac's great. Again, PAC-X, fair enough. A little bit of a bug at the moment with Microsoft Flight Sim, but certainly nothing game-breaking. Well, PAC's breaking, but not game-breaking. But again, I have reported it to them. They are aware of the issues. They are currently in the process of trying to fix it. Hopefully get a fix for us soon. So, 26,000, 2,000 to go, very shortly we'll be cruising altitude. Aircraft falling absolutely fine at the moment. Of course, with the 4 engines, we're getting 4 contrast streaks, which do pretty good. And again, this aeroplane, just the shape again, the shape of it's such an iconic little bird, this. Also, until about a month ago, the choice of aircraft for the British royal family. So, based out of RAF Northolt, there was 1 or 2 of these that the royal family used to operate. But very recently retired in favour of helicopters. Given the age of the aircraft, maintenance costs and fuel pricing, we did have to drop it in the end, but it's a very capable aeroplane, stole takeoff landing, so short takeoff landing performance, and just very, very good at what it did, really. The aircraft has got LNAV, well, kind of transparent, so in reality the aircraft could be retrofitted with LNAV. On this occasion, we have got a system active with the flight management computer, but if you go through the settings, you can actually get, not settings, sorry, if you go through to, what do that, really? Really? Come on, that's my SimBrief ID, 12942, 92942, yeah, that's definitely SimBrief, fair enough. Yeah, you can put your SimBrief aircraft into there. Basically, somewhere in the aircraft there are different options and modes. They can hide the FMS and go for the more classic rail navigation aircraft used to use initially. Yes, Quantum do still fly the aircrafts. I think they're the biggest operator of it at the moment. So if I ever make my way to Australia, do this for me to actually fly it one day. So we had the buzz there. We're now approaching our cruising level 280. The altitude hold is selected. Altitude arms are no longer required because we're now holding it at set altitude. 28,000 level off, pitch nose down, and just throttle again, just to now keep the aircraft at speed, not overspeeding, so more relaxation of throttle required. So far so good TKC, so far so good. Been pretty smooth, it's just been pretty standard from there. Going to do, so I'm just going to grab the approach charts for London City now. 09. Essentially, it's this last bit here which you need to really worry about, because fair enough, I think 2,000 feet is a relatively long time to get about 4 or 5 miles from the airport. And rather than the standard 3-degree pitch descent, our glide slope onto the sea will be 5.5 degrees. That is a killer for this airplane and any aircraft that flies there, hence the requirement for the high angle attack requirements. Basically, we're going to pick up a lot of speed during the descent, even with the spoilers out and the throttle at idle. But also need some throttle to keep the aircraft going for flaring. And so there's going to be some small adjustments we make, small positions we need to adjust to keep the aircraft going down steady. Is the aircraft worth the money? I'd say so, AMD. I've really enjoyed it so far. Okay, I've had a few minor freezes here and there. I think that's more down to Sim Update 9 rather than the actual aircrafts. But yeah, everything else actually has been pretty smooth. It's just the sim not playing ball, I'd say. Just the sim not playing ball. How was going on last week, were you, Transport Gamer? How is it to fly as a passenger? I'd love to know. I'd absolutely love to know. Any good Embraer 145 aircraft next plane? Yes, I use the who develops it? I have got one. There's two. There's one that I use and there's another one. They're both good and bad at different things. I can never remember which one I've got. But yes, there is a good 145 Frex plane. Definitely worth picking up. What I can actually do as well, so that would be the IS frequency 4 city. Just a further. Maintain the speed there slightly better, please. Right now, Big C, just flying south of Amsterdam. Just flying south of Amsterdam. So we're at cruise now, so we can just throttle, maintain a steady rate of speed. That will do. Right, so 111.15, course 092. 11115. Do the same for the alt distance of 111.15. 092. So when it comes to approaching city, how are frequency set up? So frequency set up, course set up. I'm going to take it there as well for the sake of backup. So 1115. And eventually, when we get onto the glide path localizer, switch over from radio navigation to normal navigation, and that flies down the radios onto the localizer and the glide slope.
Amsterdam radar, good evening, flyover 034 review, inbound Helen, climbing, flight level 360, passing 290.
Flyover 034, and radar hello, identified, stop climb, flight level 340.
Stopping, climbing, flight level 340, flyover 034.
We'll do next CPH, probably going to bed after this. So level up to 280, maintaining steady speed around 270 knots airspeed indicated. So far so good. I believe City have had an incident in the 1990 Transport Gamer. London City Airport. I know they've had several landing gear collapses due to hard landings. Accident incidents. 2009, an Avro RJ, one of these actually, suffered nose gear collapse due to hard landing at City. In 2016, there was a tear gas incident. Oh yes, I remember that one. That was interesting. Yeah, issue with terror offences then, and also the extension rebellion. So yeah, we've had one aircraft suffering nose gear collapse, one of these aircraft because of the hard landing, and tear gas incidents. Favourite personal plane to fly in sim? Probably the 747, I'd say, AMD, keeping with the Salty Sim mod installed. Very, very good to fly. CRJ is pretty good from Airsoft. The A-X is really good, but I'm more of a bone person, so yes, my luck goes to the goes for the 747. But this aircraft, like I say, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's a bit more technical, a bit more hands-on. But there's small details that you need to get to keep focus on to ensure normal flight, I guess. And increase throttle a little bit more. That's fine, so yeah, just calculating our descent at the moment. Very shortly you're going to hit the English Channel to the coastline of the Netherlands ahead of us. And 65 miles to get to Goudsite. Plane most looking forward to, probably the PMDG 737 at the moment, Marco. Probably the PMDG 737. Definitely the aircraft I'm eyeing the most right now. Friend's house right now, very good AMB. Oh, oof. Same for a second now, I was about to have a heart attack. Just look at the shape of this thing. It's absolute beauty. Beauty of the sky. I'm sure I actually got a photo on these as well, actually. Back in my plane spotting days, I actually got quite a good photo of one of these aircraft in operation. When I'll dig it out.
What have you 230, continue climb 580. Correction, 240. 230. Drawyah 230, sorry, correction, cloud level 340.
Yeah, got there in the end, Big J. Got there in the end. So far so good. Overhead looking good. Yeah, aircraft's in good operation. So in approximately 10 minutes, I think. Double check. Sorry, approximately 14 minutes. We'll hit our top of descent and start preparing our approach into the city.
Could you repeat the follow and 014?
Yeah, then it's 014, no release after Rini 1 Alpha rifle.
Expect the Rami's 1 Alpha arrival, Ryanair 214, thank you.
More narrow frequency. Definitely a busy bit of the airspace. Actually, it's about 85-ish on the engine N1s. A little bit of imbalance on the two engines, but nothing major. So that goes up to 85, 85, 85, 85. That will do quite nicely for me. Perfect. So adjust the GoPro camera just a little bit, so it's facing more downwards rather than just back forward. So normal, GoPro. A little bit lower, I think, and pitch up slightly more. That'll do. What do you set the autopilot during climb? So you have your autopilot's altitude armed and your vertical speed mode set, depending on your angle of attack, which you'll set by using the trim or the nose pitch. So set the altitude arm, angle your aircraft, and vertical speed, and manage the rest. So during our descent, we're going to try and aim for around 1,500 feet per minute-ish rate of descent. As the aircraft ends up at lower altitudes, can reduce speed as well, just to give us more time. Use spoilers also, just to help us slow down as well. The aircraft also does not feature reverse thrust, so the engines on board the aircraft are too small to fit reverse thrust systems, and therefore during our landing at the city, we will basically on the brakes and the speed brakes.
240 and 014, question?
Ryanair 214, 220.
220, Ryanair 014.
That's the cabin, standard 3x3 seating, few rows that lose out few seats on the very back of the airplane, for the most part pretty standard stuff.
Just Flight BAe.
Auto Telecom, not so that my drum talking, so that I have to be
Opinion on DC Design Concorde, I like it. I never expected it to be a study level aircraft. I never said it was going to be a study level when it released, but I quite like it. There's enough going for it that you're flying a Concorde, but I guess not overcomplicated to the FMS. And to be fair, systems depth ain't terrible. For a non-study level aircraft, it's not terrible. You are getting actual functionality within the airplane, so I like it. I like it. It's not the best aircraft in the world. They never said it would be the best aircraft in the world, but it's certainly good enough to get some really good flying in and out of it. Hopefully soon, we'll try to do another Concorde flight, probably Paris to Mexico, I think I've planned for.
Copy information and change frequencies approved for Unicorn 122 tonight, Ryanair 014, thank you.
Yeah, so we'll likely be switching over to Unicorn ourselves in a couple of minutes. Which, to be fair, I probably prefer that way, because it A, ensures that we are flying into runway 09 at City, and B, gives me more time to, I guess, move around and make mistakes if I do need the extra space. 09 is the active City at the moment in real life, so it does fit quite nicely with our current approach path. So I'll take it from there, I guess. 32 miles to Galso.
Amsterdam Radar, good evening, so you're 004 with you, currently climbing flight 380 and currently heading direct Vico.
Yes, yeah, so from around Galso, we'll start looking at our top of the centre for flights.
And the route direct Lab.
I heard you 25, but I understand to continue climbing flight 380, but I didn't understand direct for the waypoint.
004, it's direct Labil, Lima Alpha Bravo India Lima.
Direct Labil, Lima Alpha Bravo India Lima, flavor 004.
Yeah, just watching my speed there. Don't need to have to run off too far ahead of us. Like the CRJ, it's going to take a bit of time to just adjust and get used to the throttles. But when you find that sweet spot, then from there it's just smooth stuff. But it's always going to be a case of finding that sweet spot first and get into a position where you're operating it comfortably. So yeah, what we'll do, so when we start our descent, we will likely be using vectors for final approach into City. So get ourselves onto the approach path, got charts for that now. So get rid of you and you. Run the City charts, so expecting runway 09 on the Summon 1 Charlie. So pin 09, Summon 1 Charlie. So we'll enter through here, fly up as far as Jacko, so you can see the silver approach from the west, fly as far as Jacko. From Jacko we then fly down to Alkin. At Alkin we'll then take manual vectors, fly south of London, make a right hand turn curve, make approach into the airports. Notice a few peaks in central London. Those peaks are skyscrapers. That there will be the Shards, and that there, I must admit, I'm not too sure what that will be. That'll be Canary Wharf. So all the peaks are buildings within London. You don't have to get charts like this, that's for sure. Yeah, that there's a Shard, and that actually is going to be one of our important waypoints, is that it's onto the final approach into the airport anyway. pretty good for us. Cool. Actually, what I will do, maybe actually draw the path onto this. So enable drawing, I'll just draw. Right, thank you, Volanta. Going to be very useful for me again. So from Jacko, we fly to. Try again. Drive to Alkin. Doesn't appear on the waypoints. It does not. So Alkin is. Modest Unicom on 1-2 decimal flyer 750 jet. Thank you for service. Take care. Good evening. Right, off to Unicom 1-2 decimal 8. Quickly draw the charts. We'll draw the approach path and go from there. So, based on previous flights, we're using the Shard as a reference point, which is located just here, and then using that as final approach. So, draw the line back. That's the final approach path for the runway 09. We've curved around Southwark, so using the Shard as a reference point. And then from there, the vector, the waypoint, is just kind of south of Greenhive. So if I grab a look at Greenhive, off the Gravesend a bit further off. The Greenhive, right, so looking at approach path like that. So that is kind of what we're trying to do today. And of course that will then link in through Jacko, our final waypoint. So Jacko, this is Alkin. Really terrible Alkin. How do I get rid of that again? Control Z is it? Okay, Alkin. You get the idea. So that's Alkin. Fly the path, vector 1, 2, and approaching to London City. As for our top of descent, we are probably just approaching that now. What we're going to do is I'm going to pull back our throttle, set our altitude initially to 10,000 feet, and release you, pitch nose down, and aiming for around 1,500 feet per minute. Right, vertical altitude selected, vertical speed selected. I'll call it from there. Out to Volanta, dark stage. That was Volanta. Let's confirm Galto, Amriv, Momik, Summum. So actually probably approach as well. Handy. So ILS 09. Summum 1 Charlie. Execute that. So Amriv, Momik, Summum. Summum goes to Logan Jacko. Where's Logan? See Alkin. So Logan Jacko, that's fine. So Logan, Jacko, and then I need to add a quick waypoint at Alkin. Cool, execute that. That's our approach path set. Yes, Marco, playing like Find Out at London City. I bought the ORBX scenery the day Flight Sim came out, because it was the first thing that released Flight Sim, and like most people, I've never actually used it until now. This is my very first Flight Sim landing ever into London City, because it's capable of aircrafts. It's been too long since I bought that add-on. So we're going to adjust the flight panels here. So Jacko, have the missing waypoints. Jacko. again, it's just going to be Alpin, isn't it? So, add a flight plan, enter text routes, Valco, direct to Quebec 63, summon, DCT Logan, DCT Jacko, DCT Falcon. Should... that right. Hang on. Routes, flight plan by text. What have I put in wrong? Alkin's fine. And then just back to Jacko's. Did that work? Here it should. Yeah, there you go, that works. That's fine. Not too bad, Irish 73 pilot. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to chat. Hope you've been alright, dude. Seatbelts on. Large planes land at London City, either the Airbus A318 or the C Series 300. Sorry, C Series. The A220 300s, the BCS 3. Early descent, maybe. Transport gamer, I'd rather be low enough with good altitude sets than too high and too early. Okay, we can only reduce our rate descent if we need to. So now heading towards Logan, from Logan to Jacko, Jacko down to that one, Elkin, and then back to ourselves into the approach runway 09. Very quiet, once again, very, very quiet. So this thing's powered by 4 Lycoming ALF 502 turbofan engines. Wasn't it was a quiet jet because it was just really, really quiet. Another benefit of flying to London City Airport, being the business districts of, being the banking districts of London, just enabled quieter operation now at the airports. Less noise pollution, easier to fly in and out of. Right, one plane for dead in flight. What would it be? Concorde, of course, California. Concorde. Or Concorde, or the BAC 111. Concorde or BAC 111. The 111 not, I guess, as much of a popular choice, but it's an aircraft I always wish I could fly. Proper British Airways, proper British 1960s regional aircraft. That makes compete with the DC-9. Passing through 20,000 feet, flight level 200, continuing our descent, so far so good. Increase our rate of descent a little bit more. We'll do Takeoff with Gary on X-Plane at some point, Marco. He doesn't use Microsoft Flights and have the X-Plane. But the plan is, if people enjoy them so much, which they did, then yes, definitely something we'll do in future. Descent, now approaching Logan, so it's left hand's turn. At this point, the altitude restrictions, the answer is so max 250 knots at Logan. Oh yeah, that's level 90, so actually are a little bit on the high side. Whoever told me I was setting too early, you've lied to us. We're actually really behind. Maintain 2,000 feet per descent and pushing the idle throttles entirely. Maintain that descent. Still finding totally level. Look at angle of attack indicator. It's well, angle of attack showing about what 2 degrees down. So very level aircraft. If anything, it's the nose of the shape of the nose that makes it look like we're pointing downwards, but we're not. We're certainly not. Have you ever flown a plane in real life? Yes, Philip, I have. I've flown the Icarus C-42, the Flight Design CTS-W, and a Grob glider. Does it do night operation? Yes, it does, Transport Gamer. Yes, it does. Through 15,000 now. And turn towards Alco. At that point, we need to be at an altitude of. So Alkin even altitude of. Didn't really say on the charts. Yeah, as long as we're below 10,000, we'll be able to consider approach from there. Alkin does also give you the opportunity to hold if need be. So if we need to get a bit more altitude, the option is also available to us. Passing through 15,000. To be fair, our descent picks up quite nicely now. We shouldn't require any real holds. Reduce our rate of descent slightly. That's about 1,000 feet per minute. Air Bangkok, I'm not sure, I must admit. Transport Gamer, you have to check that on Google. Flying PA 28 Warrior, very nice. Fly South Africa, maybe at some point, Gareth. Going to reduce our altitude to below 10,000. Go down to 2,000, which is the highest slope insets at City. May mean, well, may get down a bit too early, but there's a monitoring the map, monitoring the routes we've got drawn out, and following along from the BAMA route. So actually, after that, what's the back course for runway at City? Back course runway 27, course heading 272. Have I set the heading indicator? Heading, that one. So that's to 272. So as soon as we get off of Alkin, fire up out to the runway, and do that at initial stage of the approach. From that, make a right hand turn heading 3 350. From 350, use Charles reference point, make a right turn heading 070. So 345, and then 070, which we mark it on the map. So that's 272, 345, and 070. So I might make that a 060 for the sake of simplicity. No Transport Gamer, I don't do piracy. In fact, some of your questions have been really, really tedious today, I must say. Best Nordic airport in your opinion? Helsinki Vantaa. Sorry, it's Nordic, not Scandinavian, it's Nordic. Helsinki Vantaa. Absolutely adore that airport. Absolutely adore it. It's wooden interior furnishing, clean, modern, brand new, extended. Helsinki Vantaa, probably my favourite airport in the world actually. Absolutely adore that place. It's passing through 11,000, now approaching 10,000 feet. That's my race to the sun. So far, so good. I'll be at 1,000 moments. Yeah, we'll leave it at 1,000. Well, how's that at 10,000? So 10 minutes. No, 8 minutes. 8 minutes to that. Okay. Reduce you down to about 800-ish feet per minute. And lights on. So it's lights and lights on and on. Best European airport, still going to be Helsinki Vantaa. $26 miles from Malkin now. 26 miles. Don't use Toolbar Pro, I use Volanta. At this point we're doing the 10 minutes landing announcements for the passengers. What I will also do is get FlightControlReplay up and running. Do it nice and early, so I'll have to forget about it later on. Set low cloud to mid-start, which is 10. Oh, City actually have them online. Got City Tower and City Ground. Thank you very much for the service there. Oh, that's nice. Fair play. So I do like the Avro XU lot are fantastic. They've always been very supportive of the streams, so it's really kind of them to come online for me. Always appreciate that. Right, 161 altimeter set. Continue our descent. So we are just here now, east of London. So that shortcut there was very good for us. So initially we're going to go north of Amsterdam and cut around. And that shortcut was very good for us. So continue our approach, so far so good. I'll put so it's 118.08. And I would also put so it's 121.83. So on frequency we'll have done the City Tower and City Ground. Trying to find that those are correct. So boop. Perfect. So as soon as you're ready, tower and 128.3, is that correct? 128.30, 128.30. I'm going to say just as, okay, we'll leave on Unicom for now. Actually just reconnecting. Cool, 8,000 feet, gonna increase our rate of descent slightly more, not by much. Leave it at that for the rest of the approach. 8,000 feet, so you go down to 2,000, or near 2,000 by the time we get to the next waypoint. 14 miles to go. That's City Airport right there. See the runway just in distance. No pressure, Drawyah. You're flying into one of the steepest airports in the world. No pressure. Right, 8 miles to go. Having 272 selected. We're at 6,000, so we need to reach 100% again. Passing through 6,500.
Flight slips alive, 1 dot to go.
Not sure about that just yet, co-pilots. Got a little bit to go until we get ourselves into the glide slope, as I thought we did. Right, so we're going to head over to the heading sector very shortly. 4 miles to go. So we're doing 250 knots, which isn't too bad. Jackson Air, thank you for £2. Flight from Gatwick to Las Vegas. Some point we could do, that's a Norwegian flight, Norwegian version of flight, I believe. At some point, if people are interested, then something we could add to the list. Right, head over to heading mode, and switch over to navigation mode. Passing 4,800. At this point, we are now going to fly just south of London, kind of parallel to the river. Keep plans up and running as well, so keep an eye on the progress. 4,400, so good for altitude at the moment. Now that the London scenery is loading. Bear with it. This is actually expected lag because we're flying into London now. It always freezes for a few seconds. If it takes more than a minute, I've got concerns, but this is actually expected to freeze for a second. There we go. And there's a difference between expected lag and unexpected lag. That's how I've come so in tune to the simulator. It's terrible actually. Shouldn't be that case. You've got expected lag and unexpected lag in the baggage area. There's into the airport, just on the right hand side, looking on its glory. Passing 3,500, 1,500 to go until we level off. Okay, vertical speed a little bit now, heavily slowed down. Has 2 minutes, slow this out. Introduce about 200 knots. This one.
Speed check below 205, select gear down.
Not yet, Mr. Co-Pilot. Not yet. Increase a bit of throttle now. Okay, so we maintain our speeds. Maintain our altitude 2000. And prepare a right hand turn for heading 06. Sorry, 345. Heading 345. Just a little more, okay, a little more to the right. Just basically going to fly towards the shard now. There it is. 360, that will do. Yeah, watching speed, Alexi, don't you worry, Sally. Right, let's pass the shots. Right, heading 050. 24. A little bit to the what do I need to be, but not terribly off. There's the obvious site of London down below. Yeah, so it should be a bit more kind of there. It shouldn't really be going over the House of Parliament, but for first time approaching OTC, I ain't complaining. Right, take a right hand turn now, heading 050. Get ready for the localizer. Localizer mode active.
Localizer captured.
Localizer captured, thank you. A little bit to the right of the airport, but that'll be adjusted. Now I just want to capture the right slope. Down.
Right slope armed.
Armed.
Right slope captured.
Cool. Aircraft going to fly down the glide slope. Idle throttle. Localizer will be adjusted for the approach. Don't forget, into city, say 5 degrees down approach. So, yeah, steep one that I'm normally used to. Hello there, City Tower. Flyer 75 Juliet is established runway 09.
Hello, City Tower 75 Juliet, section 09, is over green, 7 knots, runway 09, you're 31.
Clear to land 09, Flyer 75 Juliet. 1000, autopilot activated, under control. A little bit on the high side, so we're going to make some small adjustments for the angle of attack.
Sync rate.
2 reds, 2 whites, bang on.
Light slope.
Throttle now, get ready for the spool,
50,
the
40,
flare even.
30, 20, 10.
Alright, speed brakes out,
Spoilers.
hold the
Brake
brakes.
pressure seen. 80 knots.
80 knots,
60 knots.
60 knots. Now the nose wheel got a little bit bouncy there, got a bit too much lift in, but I'll accept that for City.
Fire 75 Juliet, welcome to London City. Vacate right when able. If you can, if you don't have the new taxiway, that's perfectly fine. Backtrack runway 27.
Vacate runway and backtrack runway 27, Flyer 75 Juliet. Yeah, the nose wheel got a little bit bouncy there. Wasn't pushing the nose down enough when we touched down, but I'll take that. I will take that. Backtrack runway 27 and make way over to the stand. Don't forget, we have got replay, so if you want to look at the landing from the perspective of passengers, then do stick around. I'm sure we all want to see the passenger point of view for landing. It's quite the approach. This quite the approach. So if you want to see what the passenger's looking at, then do stick around for the replays. Yes, this is ORBX London City. I'll add description when I get to the stands at the thank pointing it out. Graph settings, Shem and Suave. I actually showed them about 40 minutes ago. So yes, check my graphic settings on the stream earlier on. To be fair, like I say, not my best landing. Of all the attempts, it's not my best landing. It's not my worst landing. I actually, during my testing runs, overshot the exit runway on a couple of occasions into the Thames. That was kind of a middle ground. Bit bounce in the nose, but I'll accept that. I'll accept that. Not the worst landing in the world, even at City standards. IVAO, Nicholas, IVAO. That's up. APU started as well. Taxi lights to sets, transponder to standby. Flyer 75 Juliet, runway vacated.
Flyer 75 Juliet, it seems ground has gone on offline. You can taxi this standard choice. Good evening.
Taxi standard choice for Flyer 75 Juliet. Thank you for the service, and I'll see you soon.
See you soon, Drawyah. Bye.
Yeah, so in order to fly into City Airport, you do need to have certain specifications on your licensing, which is the, steep approach. So again, even real pilots, this is a challenge. I have flown into City once. I flew into runway 27 side during one of the storms. Heck of an approach with Alitalia. Definitely worth the trip that was. But yeah, again, City's never been an easy airport to fly into. Ground service, ground crews available here, so this will be our stands today. To turn off the taxi lights, I'm not going to lines the ones person.
Flyer 75 Juliet, frequency change approved. Good evening.
Frequency approved. Say Flyer 75 Juliet. Thank you very much. Right, engines cut. 1, 2, 3, 4. AP generator is active. That should show over quite nicely for us as soon as we get there. Cool. Welcome to London City. Like I say, a bit of a shaky approach at times, but overall I can't fault it for a first time actually live stream. Also my first full flight in this aeroplane. My testing flights were kind of departures and landing and startup configurations. That I can't say much wrong with. I really enjoyed that. Chocks into position, leave it on the APU, open the door, drop the stairs, and get passengers off of the aeroplane. Also, lights as well. Beacons and strobes, off and off. There you have it. Welcome to City Airport. Welcome to London's financial district. Very pretty, that's cool. Yeah, so let's us disconnect from IVAO. Thank you for the service today. Absolutely superb. In terms of landing, that was a that's fine. 242, 1.03, actually 242 feet per minute, 1.03 Gs. That's pretty good, even for a touchdown. Like I said, it's just a case of getting the nose down, which we'll look at in the replay. End flight on that. There's no PACX today, so no passengers disembark, which means we can pretty much go straight in to the replay. So finish recording that. Make sure my internet's not cut out. It looks like it dropped out for a second there. Back to normal, but good. Right. We'll get that stairs and door closed. Flight change in the airplane. Might pick up. It's definitely worth a look, Dan. Definitely worth a look. I mean, I'd certainly more practice in it. That's not gonna lie about that. I need a lot more practice in this airplane. But again, if you've got the time and the patience for it, then yeah, absolutely. Let's get rid of the chocks. Go to the aircraft. Get rid of you, and let us replay, shall we? So R100 into City. Yeah, I've not tried replay yet, so I don't know if the replay is the most compatible in the world. The answer is probably not for everything, no. Okay, apart from random clicking noises, everything seems to be in order. So ignore the clicking noises, we have got a replay going. So the landing view from the right hand side, which will be a view of the kind of South London, Bermondsey side, approaching over the Canary Wharf. actually is the what's the clicking noise in this? It's the trim and the flaps lever apparently. Cool, it's a flaps lever. That's not quite synced on the replay. So yeah, ignore the flaps lever. Everything else is in shape. Down towards well, there's a shard now. There's London Bridge Station. There's Tower of London. That's Tower of London. That's Tower Bridge. That's City Hall. That's going to be the walkie-talkie building. Makes one with Gherkin as well. Somewhere just a bit further on. There's Belfast, HMS Belfast. Again, it's nice to get actual use out of City Airport now, scenery finally. Bought it when it first came out, never actually used it, so nice to finally tick it off the list. Last time I was City actually was flying in FlyBAe colours on X-Wing 11. There you go, so flaps lower, landing gear down, very short sleeve onto the glide slope. Twin Otters fly quite a bit, Marco. Really enjoyed the Twin Otter still. Not as much use as I probably got with it initially after it came out, but still a nimble little airplane, that's. With the add-on from Jad Lad, got it off of JustFlight's website. JustFlight's website for the BAE 146. So we're on the glide slope, we are now heading down the 5.53 path. There's the O2 Arena popping into view now. Millennium Dome. That's a walking path you can do over the top of the venue. It actually walks that. It's quite the sight. There's the cable car. There's the London Dangleway. Done that a few times. I believe there's a stadium for Charlton Athletic outside the Thames now. So hands on flying, keep it steady. There's the Thames barrier as well. Yeah, just keep it steady. Bring it in for the short final. A bit of a late touchdown as well, I would admit. It was a bit of a later touchdown I would have liked, but not terrible, like I say, not terrible. Yes, bigger, this is the replay. That nose wheel lifted just a bit too much for my liking, I'd say. Not too bad, but would have preferred to get that down. Would have preferred to get that down. No reverse thrust, all on the spoilers and the brake. Sorry, all on the speed brakes and the. Actually, spoilers didn't even. Just a replay thing. I'm sure spoilers did arm. There we go. Yeah, that's just a replay animation. Cool. That was landing from the left hand side, and I do. Sorry, landing from the right hand side. I do from the front of the engines towards North London. Clamshell spoiler can. Certainly can do, Marco. Certainly can do. That is the Olympic Stadium, now owned by West Ham United. We'll do some of these as well, Cam. Don't you worry. We'll do a whole bunch of different views, internal, external. So I really want to see how the nose wheel acted on the approach. Yep, do behind the runway view as well, Philip. Do it all. Do it all. Yeah, you hear the Stingray alarm from this far forward. But like I say, it really is a case of really watching your speed on the short final here at City. There's the XL Centre. Really watching that speed. You don't want it to run away from you too much, especially on the very short final into the airport. Red glide slope actually allows for a slightly better angle of attack onto the very short final to the runway. To be sensitive to wind, I mean it's short and stubby. Kind of expect it to be sensitive to wind with its shape. Again, not a bad landing that. I'll certainly accept it. Right, we'll do a behind the aeroplane view now. So get both the spoilers and the landing gear in view. So short final in. Landing gear as well. Landing gear not liking this. Bring it in. There's the flare. Yeah, flight's not terrible. There's your touchdown. And the nose wheel does lift a bit, but actually we do bring it down control quite quickly after that anyway, so yeah, not terrible, not terrible. Do one more from the behind the runway, so drone cam we shall follow. What's this? This is the dock site rail. Yeah, go on then. We'll set on the motorway here, the roadway, and just spot from the end of the bridge. Don't know if that's a publicly accessible bridge, that, but it's the view we want. It's the landing rate sorbet, that's FlyLive Studio. FlyLive Studio. Let me do that a bit more zoomed in, I think. That'll do. Here it comes. There's the flare. Not terrible. Even the sense line, not that bad. Not that bad. Replay. Flight control replay. Use replay. Flight control replay. Do one more landing view. This from the runway just by the touchdown zone. So get that's up and running. Increase the speed slightly. Tire smoke, not that I spotted, I must admit, Alfie. I don't know if it's a replay thing or just the aircraft doesn't have it configured. But no tire smoke from what I could see in that particular view. There you go, one last view of landing, this time from the front of the aeroplane. Get that nose wheel down. Get that nose wheel down. Not sure what the animation's doing there. Again, FCR is not perfect for the animations, but it does the rest alright, I guess. Yeah. Apart from that, there you go. Bit late, the aeroplane. Bit late. Yeah. Other than that, pretty much covers it. So. That's the Just Flight BAe 1460 Avro RJ 100. British Airways flight from Düsseldorf to London City. About an hour and what? Hour and a half flights, if that. I can't complain. I can't complain. First time actually properly flying the airplane. Just about got it running. Systems wise, pretty good. And yeah, so we got destination in one piece. That's the thing that really matters, I guess. Back in tomorrow, do some more flight sim. I might look at the Mad Dog. We'll have to wait and see. Depends on what I've got plan wise tomorrow. I might even do another flight in this, to be fair. Really enjoying this airplane so far. Yeah, on that, hope you guys enjoyed the watch. Leave a like if you did. Do subscribe if you haven't done already. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you soon for some more flights in action. Mad Dog next, we'll see. We'll see. So I need to purchase it. The Mad Dog's not the cheapest add-on in the world, but then again, also has some really good reviews going for it, so maybe may actually be worth it as well. It's been a busy weekend for add-on releases. Chilling out in Tunisia and missed it all, and then the sim froze on me and then it all went wrong from there. Calm down, Drawyah. It's all over now. Yeah, so, hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, do subscribe if you already. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon for some more Flight Sim action. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.